Well, to get a bit more analysis, let's bring in France 24's Wassim Nasr. Wassim, first of all, what's been France's position regarding this issue so far?
Well, actually, France had the policy not to bring back French citizens with their children from Syria for years. The first operation to bring back children was back in March 2019. We are talking about 5 kids. In June 2019, 12 kids. June 2020, 11 kids. And January 2021, 7 kids. The first operation to bring back mothers with their children happened late last July, and it was about 35 kids and 16 women, which brings the whole number for 70 kids and 16 women that benefited from this repatriation French effort, if we are talking from Syria, because extraditions also happened from countries like Turkey, following agreements between France and Turkey that go back to 2014. I was told from sources that handle those issues that France will keep on repatriating women and their children, knowing that even the women who are not French, but who have French children, could be part of the deal if it didn't happen already. So this is something to keep in mind, actually.
What's the situation like in these camps for these women and children at the moment?
The situation is very critical, if I may say so, especially at the camp of Al-Hol. Actually, the first repatriation were conducted from Al-Hol. The last one in July, it was from Rouge camp. If you have a map, you can maybe see them. And the situation is very, very critical, knowing that those people in those camps, the camps are really handled and monitored by jihadis themselves. The YPG or the Kurdish forces make intrusions sometimes in the camp to handle them, and especially when we know also that the Islamic State jihadis are operating all around those camps. For example, like lately, a few days back, we have a footage where we see Islamic State jihadis capturing YPG fighters and killing them on the road between the Omar oil field and their village. We know that from the beginning of September, we had multiple attacks in the same area of the camps. And from the beginning of January 2022, we had more than 195 attacks by the Islamic State in this area. And here we see the map. So the yellow stars are the attacks of the Islamic State from the beginning of September. And we see the IDP, displaced camps, internal displaced, and foreign people who are held in some camps. And you see that all the attacks are occurring around the camps and the facilities. We should remember also the attack of the Hasaka prison. It's something that we worked on here at France 24. We even had an audio of an Australian kid who died since. Who was in the middle of the fight because the Islamic State broke the prison and liberated hundreds of jihadis from that prison back in January.
Now, these people we're talking about are from a camp in northeastern Syria. There are also hundreds of foreign fighters and their families in the northwestern city of Idlib as well.
Well, exactly. It's another situation. There was no repatriation from Idlib. Here we see the footage of the prison break back in January. So there was no repatriation from Idlib, and I got to work personally on a case for 2 years about a French kid, a 6-year-old French kid who lost both his parents. His mother came back to France. His dad is imprisoned by other Islamist factions in Syria, and he was given to a Syrian family. And for 2 years, he couldn't go back to France. And lately, even the people who were handling him tried to give him back to French authorities, but it didn't happen for multiple reasons, and nobody came to take him from the border to bring him back to France. The situation is very complicated. We have the camps, of course, but we shouldn't forget all the French citizens that are still living, and children and kids living all over the northern part of Syria, either in Idlib or in Hasaka or in Deir ez-Zor.
Thank you for that, Wassim. France 24's Wassim Nasr.